Hey guys, welcome day 2 of the vlog. I'm actually recording this after the workout today because we had some technical issues. I lost the audio for the first part of the recordings earlier today. Fortunately, it kind of sorted itself out for the later part, so it wasn't a complete loss. But just want to kind of retouch, re-record that initial stuff. Today's workout was about 30 minutes of steady state at a utilization 2 pace. So that's firm pace, sustainable, not quite conversational, using stroke rates in the 18 to 20 range. And for me, I like a lower drag, like I said yesterday, so I was about probably 80-85 drag factor. I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about the warm-up today, you know, especially for myself. I'm getting a little bit older, 38 now, and so, you know, my body doesn't quite warm up the same way that it did when I was, you know, in my late teens, early 20s. And so for those of you out there that are getting older, you know, maybe in your 50s, 60s, you know, a lot of people are erging more in their 70s now too, and you'll see some people in their 80s, 90s, but you know, that warm-up is going to be critical for ensuring that you're avoiding injury and stressing the body, you know, as you just kind of, you know, deal with the natural effect of aging. And so, you know, youth athlete may be able to get away with just hopping on the erg and getting right into some hard stuff, either right away or just after a few minutes. But as you get older, you really got to commit some time to kind of getting loose and getting warm. For me, I like to do it just by gradually increasing my pressure as I'm going through that effort. And so I usually consider the first 10 minutes at least of any aerobic exercise as the warm-up period. I'll spend about 3 minutes at what I would say is kind of a fast walking pace, and then 3 minutes after that at what I'd consider like a slow jogging pace. Really focusing on my sequencing, how I'm applying power, my technique, just so I can kind of get that muscle memory going and get ready to kind of practice some good habits during that, the repetitions of the steady states. But you know, there have been times where, you know, if I'm particularly tight, or maybe it's early in the morning, I'm not used to early morning training, you know, spending 18, 20, maybe even 25 minutes kind of in what I'd consider that warm-up period, where you haven't quite settled into that firm effort that you're going to hold for whatever the remainder of that steady state is going to be. So be patient. Certainly if you're doing shorter work, if you're only rolling 10-15 minutes at a time because you're just getting back in, or even 30 minutes, you know, the majority, you know, of that work is going to be just kind of getting loose and getting warm and getting your body conditioned to the activity again. But if you are starting to kind of put in more volume, 45-60 minutes, you know, then as a master's rower, then even as an older open rower or high performance rower, as you're kind of getting into those 30s, just, you know, making sure that you're spending 10, 15, 20 minutes, giving yourself time to kind of loose up, give your muscles time to get warm, and your body time to start sweating, to really kind of get loose and get ready for that effort that you're putting in. You know, even cyclists that are training for the Tour de France or any other tour where they're expected to be on the road for 4 to 6 hours, even then they're spending an hour on a stationary trainer before that effort, before that start, to loosen up. And so, I mean, most people think, well, gosh, they're going to row for, or they're going to ride for 6 hours. You know, why would they want to do another hour? But you know, that time to kind of get loose and get warm is absolutely critical. And I think it's just overlooked a lot in rowing, and it's a big problem in rowing for racing because a lot of race courses just don't have any room for a proper warm-up, and so you got to come up with some pretty creative strategies to get your body loose and ready to race on land before you actually get in that boat and head to the start line. But fortunately, we're doing some indoor rowing. We don't have to worry about those logistics, but that's my thoughts on warm-up. So we're going to cut in. Got about 30 minutes in. You can kind of jump ahead if you're just here for kind of the feedback and the input and the guidance, but you can also follow along too if that helps you. And yeah, I'll see you at the other end of the workout.
All right, so that was 30 minutes. Felt pretty good. Time went by all right. Feeling a little bit of tightness in the kind of like deltoid, kind of like closer to the bicep area, and still feeling a little bit of fatigue in that form, but not like discomfort, just tiredness, which is kind of typical when I row and when I train some volume. Is I tend to get some fatigue kind of in the forearms, little lats and shoulders area, even if I'm suspending really well off the legs and not really drawing with the back and arms. And then still feeling a little bit in the lower legs, kind of shins, just a little stress in the muscles, but otherwise just really trying to focus on relaxing, you know, applying power with as little effort as possible as I go through. So going to hop in and do a little bit of strength stuff. We're gonna do some L-sits or L-sit progression, because I've been using that to work kind of on core stability and core strength. I'm actually doing kind of more of a progression step with that lately, with just holding a good L-sit position without necessarily taking my feet off the ground. But I'll put the camera down, you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. And I'll probably also be doing a little bit of handstand work too for balance and stability out back, and also kind of work on the same muscles that I might be working if I was doing military press or lat pull down, but just trying to do them with a little bit more of a body weight emphasis and kind of bring the balance in, because I think bringing balance into your strength training is going to be pretty important if you're expecting to kind of transfer that to good performance in rowing. So let's get set up. So for this first set, I'm not actually going to do an L-sit. I'm more just going to kind of hold good suspended position for about a minute. Just working on developing the strength I need kind of in the shoulders and the lats to do a good L-sit. I'm actually doing the workout. I found that as I was kind of adding a little bit of volume, I was doing 15 seconds at a time, and I was just kind of slunching a little bit. So I'm just working on trying to get comfortable, pushing my ears away from my shoulders as I do this exercise before I kind of start to bring those legs off the ground again. So I'll take a nice long rest. For my next set, I'm going to actually do a little L-sit, get the feet off the ground, hold that position with the core, do that for some core strength, and see how well I'm able to kind of keep those shoulders down. Try not to kind of slouch in there, but I'll probably go for 20 seconds, 30 seconds if I'm feeling good. I was doing 30-second reps before I really started focusing on trying to push those shoulders down. So we'll see how I do with some good technique. Whew. It's tough. Feel a little strain right here. Sometimes when I'm doing that, just kind of holding those legs up is challenging. But I felt like I did a pretty good job of kind of keeping the shoulders away from the ears. Feel a little strain right here. L-sits are tough, dude. So I started kind of practicing these, I would say about three and a half months ago. And so the first step is really just to kind of get comfortable getting yourself off the ground. So I was just kind of doing those holds. I wasn't thinking as much about kind of keeping the shoulders low and just kind of holding the body weight up. And I do a progression where I wanted to get a minute total, so I might do 4 sets of 15 seconds, and then 2 sets of 30, 45, and then maybe 2 45s, or maybe 45 and a 30, and try to go for a full 60, and then trying to do it with holding my legs up. And so I started out, the parallettes are key. I mean, some, gymnasts can do this just off the ground, if I can, just holding themselves up and keeping the legs off the ground. It's beyond where I'm at right now. But so once I started using the parallettes here, just doing 15 seconds at a time and using this extra elevation that the step afforded me, just to make it a little bit easier to get my feet off the ground and hold it up with the core. So just there, when I started out, it was really just feet were down here. 15 seconds at a time, do that 4 times, move to doing 3 by 20, and then 2 by 30. Actually, by the time I was 30, I was comfortable doing 3 by 30. Kind of the most I could get there was 35 before I kind of went back to where I'm at now. Just working on trying to keep shoulders away from the ears, get the strength in those lats and those shoulders, that stabilizing strength, which is going to be important for rowing. And then, as I've been getting stronger, I've been able to, when I am actually doing an L-sit, keeping those legs a little bit farther off the ground. And now just kind of increasing the time and kind of taking it one step at a time. Being patient with it. Be ready to take 9-12 months to get where I can do an actual L-sit for a minute. But I think the core strength is undeniable, but more important, just that the stabilizing strength that you need for your muscles, and so much of the rowing strength that you need, especially, well, you're gonna need it in big boats, but it's really gonna stand out in the small boats, is gonna be developed through these calisthenic exercises. Whereas if you're just doing some weights, or even worse, kind of a strength machine with cables, it's gonna really isolate a specific unidirectional motion for strength, and it's really not going to develop good control, good stabilizers, which you need to be a good rower. So one more set. Whew. 25 seconds. Yeah, I mean, you can see me shaking. Feel a little bit of strain here in the quad, but that muscle was a little bit sore from yesterday's bodyweight squats anyway. Feel a little bit here. Oddly, this side doesn't feel it. Maybe if I look at the video, I'll see a little imbalance there, but hopefully not. Hopefully I'm just creating balance by strengthening up this side to match what's happening over here. But next is going to be handstands. It's more of a headstand for me at this point. So using that to really hit the muscles that I might, if I had a lat pull down, or if I was doing military press. Again, just pulling the stabilization demands into my strength training. But hopefully this might be a little comical for you guys to watch, but I'll be practicing handstands for about 10 minutes or so. So let's set up out back. Hey guys, so I'm gonna cut the video there. When I was moving the camera over for the headstands from yesterday, just knocked the mic out, and so we didn't get any sound. But this video is kind of long already, and we've already talked about warming up and L-sits, so I figure we'll save a little bit of in-depth discussion about why I do the handstands and how they can help you for a later video. But that was it for today.
Actually, it was yesterday. So today I'll get a nice easy recovery day, find something new to talk about and share with you guys. But thanks for watching this vlog, and we'll be back for the next episode very shortly.